Good afternoon. Myself, K. Manjula, Assistant Professor of Physics, Dr. BRR Government Degree College, Jadchalra, Mahabubnagar. In this class, we are going to learn about the thermal physics topic, that is thermodynamic potentials and Maxwell equations. A question arises in our mind that when we observe some thermodynamical processes which are occur in the universe, suppose for example our in the kitchen daily we observe that pressure cooker, you know how the pressure cooker works. A question arises, okay, what mechanism is involved in this pressure cooker. Next, another question also, that is how regulation of ice occurs. Similarly, how we get low temperatures and can we liquefy gases. So many other like these type of processes confusion us which occurs in the universe. To answer this question, it is very important to understand these thermodynamical potentials and Maxwell equations. So that is the main concept of this thermodynamical potentials. Coming to the introduction, any system, that is thermodynamical state of a system, can be represented by any pair of the basic independent coordinates, namely that is pressure, volume, temperature, entropy. That is a thermodynamical system. A system is nothing but a boiling water, like this. This is a system. So the system, how we understand the properties of system, that is what is its pressure, what is its volume, what is its temperature, entropy. So these are called as a thermodynamical variables. So and according to our known knowledge, there are some relationships between these thermodynamical variables. Already we know that, that is according to the first law of thermodynamics. What is first law of thermodynamics? That is the heat supplied to any system must be equal to used in two ways. That is, some part of the supplied heat is used to raise its internal energy and the remaining part is used to do some external work. So that is, if dq is the supplied energy and du is the internal energy, dw is the external work done, then mathematically the first law of thermodynamics is expressed as dq is equal to du plus dw. But we know that the work done, external work done in the system is equal to PdV. So substituting in place of dW is equal to PdV, we can see this equation as dq is equal to du plus pd. This is about first law of thermodynamics. But this first law of thermodynamics fails to explain explain the direction. It doesn't give the direction of the thermodynamical process, in which direction the process occurs. So for this reason, the second law of thermodynamics is introduced. That is, according to second law of thermodynamics, the here one thing you have to remember, here in the first law of thermodynamics, the total heat supplied to the system can be converted into total work. But according to second law of thermodynamics, the total work supplied to the system cannot convert into total work without changing in its surroundings. So due to the concept of entropy, so that can be expressed as ds is equal to dq by dt, or the supplied heat can be expressed as dq is equal to TdS. So by combining these first and second equations, we get, that is, first in place of first law of in first law of thermodynamical equation, in place of dq we are substituting TdS, that is TdS is equal to du plus PdV, or du can be written as TdS minus PdV. So this is the basic equation connecting the first and second law of thermodynamics. This third equation gives us a change in internal energy, that is du is equal to TdS minus PdV. So until now the variables pressure, volume, temperature and entropy, and the first and second third equations are the some relations. These relations and the variables cannot sufficient to description of a complete description of a system. So for the complete description of the system, we need some more energy functions or some variables. So these are known as the thermodynamical potential. So this is the introduction of thermodynamical potential. These are energy functions arrived by the basic thermodynamical variables. So these are in four, that is number one, first one is internal energy, and number two, Helmholtz function, number three, enthalpy, number four, Gibbs function. That means these four energy functions U, F, H, G are thermodynamical potentials and shows the state of a thermodynamic system. And one thing here important, that a thermodynamical system will be equilibrium when these thermodynamical potentials have minimum values. So these are called as a thermodynamical potentials. Let us know one by one these thermodynamical potentials and derivation of Maxwell equation. Let us take first internal energy and Maxwell's first thermodynamical relation. See here, what is the definition of internal energy? In the name itself, internal energy. The energy stored internally for a system is known as a internal energy. So the internal energy U of a system is the energy which it arises due to its molecular constitution, and mainly it is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy, vibrational energy also. This is the sum of all types of energies which the particles of the system possess. This is the internal energy. This is denoted by capital U. When the heat supplied to a system, its internal energy changes from initial position to final position. Here, the change in internal energy does not depend upon the path followed, but depends only the initial and final states. Therefore, let us calculate the change in internal energy according to first law of thermodynamics. Therefore, dq is equal to du plus dw. We need d, change in internal energy, that is du is equal to TdS minus Pd. This is the basic equation to calculate the change in internal energy. By seeing this equation, what we understand that this internal energy is a function of entropy and value. So, to arrive at Maxwell's relations, taking partial derivatives differentiations of internal energy with respect to variables S and V separately. So by seeing this first equation, dou U by dou S at constant V is equal to T. Similarly, partial derivative with respect to S, that is with respect to V, dou U by dou V at constant S can be equal to minus P. This is the first equation. But this du is a perfect differential. Again differentiating this equation 1 with respect to V and S. So dou by dou V of dou U by dou S at constant V is equal to dou T by dou V at constant S. Say this is second equation. Similarly, again we are differentiating with respect to S, that is dou by dou S of dou U by dou V at constant S is equal to minus dou P by dou S at constant V. This is the third equation. Here this is the, by seeing second and third equations, LHS are equal because du is perfectly differentiable, right sides also equal. So making right hand side terms equal, we get dou T by dou V at constant S is equal to minus dou P by dou S at constant V. This is known as Maxwell's first thermodynamic relation. So this gives the relationship between entropy, internal energy, temperature and pressure. Similarly, let us try to understand the second thermodynamic potential, that is Helmholtz function and Maxwell second thermodynamic relation. Let us see. That is, according to first and second law of thermodynamics, the change in internal energy just we have calculated, that is du is equal to TdS minus PdV. Here we will again take isothermal system. What is the isothermal system? The isothermal system is nothing but the change in pressure and value occurs at constant temperature. So for that purpose, TdS in this above equation can be written as d of Ts. So there is no change when we write like this. So substituting this TdS in this du equation, the equation converts into du is equal to TdS minus PdV. d of U minus Ts is equal to minus PdV. Here U minus Ts is a new term. If we replace this with the capital F, this is which is known as Helmholtz free function, free energy or work function. Because why we call it as a work function? That means by seeing this equation, dF is equal to minus PdV. PdV is nothing but work done, that is minus dW. So that's what this F is equal to U minus Ts is known as Helmholtz free energy or work function. That means the external work done on the system is equal to the decrease. We are getting here minus, therefore dW, that is dF is equal to minus dW. So the external work done on the system is equal to the decrease in Helmholtz function. Let us now derive the Maxwell's second thermodynamic relation, that is F is equal to U minus Ts. Again differentiate this one, change in Helmholtz function. That is df is equal to du minus tds minus sdt. But already we know that du is equal to tds minus pdv. Substituting this in above equation, df is equal to tds minus pdv minus tds minus sdt. Therefore, this TDS gets cancelled. Remaining is df is equal to minus sdt minus pdv. Again, by seeing this equation, this Helmholtz function is a function of volume and temperature. Here, V and T are independent variables. Again, that's what, taking partial differentials of f, we get dou f by dou v at constant t is equal to minus p, and dou f by dou t at constant b is equal to minus s. Again, the same process, since df is a perfect differential, again we are differentiating above two equations with respect to t and v. So, we get dou by dou t of dou f by dou v at constant t is equal to minus dou p by dou t at constant v. Next equation, dou by dou v of dou f by dou t at constant v is equal to minus dou s by dou v at constant t. By seeing these equations, taking equating again this right hand side terms, we get dou s by dou v at constant t is equal to dou p by dou t at constant v. This is known as a second Maxwell thermodynamic relation. Next, let us try to understand third energy function, that is enthalpy, and Maxwell third thermodynamic relation. Enthalpy, n plus thalpy in the Greek language, total energy, that is total heat function. Enthalpy is an extensive thermodynamical property and is known as a total heat function of the system. Total heat function is nothing but H is equal to U plus PV. Here we are considering a isolated system. For isolated system, the work done must be equal to change in internal energy of the system. So, that's what U1 minus U2 must be equal to V2 V2 minus P1 V2. Next step, U1 plus P1 V1 is equal to U2 plus P2 V2. By seeing this equation, U plus PV is equal to constant. That is, it is nothing but a heat function. Therefore, we can write it as H is equal to U plus PV. This is the enthalpy function. Again, calculate the change in enthalpy. Differentiating this equation, we get dH is equal to du plus derivation of PV. Next, continuation of steps. dH is equal to du plus UV method we are applying, that is PdV plus VdP. Next step, in place of du, substitute TdS minus PdV. dH is equal to TdS minus PdV plus PdV plus VdP. Therefore, change in enthalpy, dH is equal to TdS plus VdP. By seeing this equation, again enthalpy is a function of entropy and pressure. So, to derive a Maxwell relation, again taking a partial differentials of enthalpy at constant S and P, we get dou H by dou S at constant P is equal to T, and dou H by dou P at constant S is equal to P. In the same way, dH is equal to perfect differential. Again we are differentiating with respect to P and S. We get these equations. Dou by dou P of dou H by dou S at constant P is equal to dou T by dou P at constant S. Similarly, dou by dou S of dou H by dou P is equal to dou V by dou S at constant P. Again equating right hand side terms, dou T by dou P at constant S is equal to dou V by dou S at constant P. This is the Maxwell's third thermodynamical relation. Similarly, let us try to understand this Gibbs function and Maxwell's fourth thermodynamical relation. This Gibbs function arises due to change in enthalpy. Already we have calculated the change in enthalpy. Again we are just derive that equation. Enthalpy function just now we arrived, that is H is equal to U plus PV. Therefore change in enthalpy dH is equal to du plus PdV plus VdV. Means we are differentiating this equation. dH is equal to, again in place of internal energy substitute TdS minus PdV. Therefore TdS minus PdV plus PdV plus VdV. PdV gets cancelled. The remaining equation dH is equal to TdS plus VdV. Next we can write this equation d of H d by taking d common, H minus Ts is equal to Vd. Here H minus Ts is a new function, that is Gibbs function. dG is equal to Vdp. This is the Gibbs function, must be equal to G is equal to H minus Ts. Again calculate the change in Gibbs function. Differentiating this equation, we get dG is equal to dH minus TdS minus SDT. But already we know that dH is equal to TdS plus VdP. So substituting this one, dG is equal to TdS plus VdP minus TdS minus SDT. So therefore dG is equal to VdP minus SDT. By seeing this equation, we can understand that Gibbs function is a function of pressure and temperature. So to get Maxwell's equation, taking partial derivatives of this equation with respect to P and T. Dou G by dou P at constant T is equal to V, and dou G by dou T at constant P is equal to minus S. Again this Gibbs function dG is a perfect differential. Again taking partial derivatives with respect to T and P, we get dou by dou T of dou G by dou P is equal to dou V by dou T at constant P. Similarly, with respect to P, dou by dou P of dou G by dou T at constant P is equal to minus dou S by dou P at constant T. By equating the right hand side terms, we get dou V by dou T at constant P is equal to minus dou S by dou P at constant T. This is the Maxwell's fourth relation. So by seeing these Maxwell fourth thermodynamical relations, First thermodynamical relation, internal energy is a function of entropy and temperature. Second, Helmholtz function. This is F is a function of temperature and value. Next, enthalpy. H is a function of S and P. Gibbs function is a function of temperature and P. That is, simply we represent these four equations like U of St, F of Tv, H of Sp, G of Tp. These four relations are known as Maxwell's thermodynamical relations. With these Maxwell's thermodynamical relations or energy functions, we can completely express the systems which are occur in the universe very easily. This is the class about Maxwell's thermodynamical potentials and Maxwell relation. Just to revise what we have learnt in this class, that is, thermodynamical variables are pressure, volume, temperature, entropy. But these thermodynamical variables and relations, first and second equations, not sufficient to explain another thermodynamical processes which are occurring in the universe. So, to explain a system completely, we need other relations of thermodynamical variables. So, these are known as thermodynamical potentials. These are in four, that is, internal energy, Helmholtz function, enthalpy, Gibbs function. With the help of these energy functions, we derived the Maxwell's relations. Internal energy is nothing but the energy stored in the internally of the system is known as internal energy. It is the sum of all types of energies of the molecules of the system. It is the sum of mainly kinetic energy and potential energy. This internal energy does not depend upon the path, but it depends upon the initial and the final states of the system. So, this the change in internal energy du is equal to TdS minus PdV. By using this, we can get Maxwell's first thermodynamical relations, that is, dou T by dou V at constant S is equal to minus dou B by dou S at constant V. Similarly, Helmholtz function and Maxwell thermodynamical relation. Helmholtz function is nothing but F U minus Ts. F is equal to U minus Ts is known as a Helmholtz function or work function. Again, by using this Helmholtz function, the Maxwell second thermodynamical relations can be expressed as dou S by dou V at constant T is equal to dou P by dou T at constant V. Next, enthalpy. Enthalpy is a total heat function. It is denoted by U plus PV. For isolated system, the total enthalpy of the system will be constant. By using this enthalpy concept, we derived this Maxwell's third thermodynamical relation like dou T by dou P at constant S is equal to dou V by dou S at constant P. Similarly, Gibbs function. Gibbs function arises due to the change in enthalpy. Simply, G is equal to H minus Ts. Again, by using this G is equal to H minus Ts, we get Maxwell's fourth relation like dou V by dou T at constant P is equal to minus dou S by dou P at constant T. This is known as the fourth thermodynamical relation. What is the importance of these Maxwell's thermodynamical relation? These Maxwell thermodynamical relations can express the systems completely. Just now we talked about, that is the principle of pressure cooker. Similarly, that pressure cooker works on the principle of by Clausius-Clapeyron equation. In the Clausius-Clapeyron equation also we use Maxwell thermodynamic relations. That is to derive the Maxwell Clausius-Clapeyron equation. Next, we can derive the relations between two specific heats of a gas, that is Cp and Cv. Cp by Cv we can derive, and Cp minus Cv also. Next, the most we can liquefy the gases also, that is Joule Kelvin effect and Joule Thomson effect. So these are the some importance of the Maxwell's thermodynamical relations.